People are being manipulated and don't even know it's happening. Could you be one of those people who received hidden manipulation and don't even know that your life is governed by a type of brainwashing that was carried out by them? I will explain in detail. Know that your mind has received information throughout your entire life that was intentionally implanted by a group of people. A group of people at the tip of the pyramid, at the top of the pyramid. A small group of people has been doing this for a long time. They insert certain information into people's minds so that they lead people where they want. Whether they go to the right, to the left, dress in a certain way, work in a certain way, think in a certain way, act in a certain way. All of this orchestrated by a group of people. Even though this may seem like a science fiction story, a little story that was told to us, something imaginary, but know that everything was very well thought out, very well planned, because they are really very intelligent. And most people don't know that this happened and that this is happening right now. You know, those people who seek to achieve things, goals, objectives, dreams, they fight, they work. Some even study a lot. They follow the direction of that dream, that goal, but is there something that seems to prevent these people from reaching that point? There is indeed manipulation of the darkness by human beings who work for negative entities. You can call them Satanists. This is a satanic project, a project of the dark magicians, a project of the negative beings. You can call it whatever you want, but know that there is a group of people who work against God. And you are part of a manipulation by this group of people. I am part of it. Because all of us human beings who are not part of their group have been influenced by this manipulation orchestrated by this group. Everything that happens in this world that you can imagine, in any sector, in the political, economic, social, philosophical, scientific sector, in education and culture, everything that exists in this world has the tentacles of this group, has the influence of this group. But the most complicated thing about all this is because people don't even dream that this is happening. Of course, there is already a group of people who are becoming aware of this. There is even a name given. It is that some people are awakening to the truth. They are awakening to the existence of a matrix. And that we are inserted in this matrix, and we are part of a mental prison. You can use another name if you want, an illusion, a prison, a slavery, but know that most people are part of it, of this mental prison. Why? Because Seek to strive to achieve your dreams, your goals, your targets and aspirations, or even, have you already given up on achieving those dreams you had in the past and couldn't accomplish? Why do you think this happens this way? Remember what was taught back then. Everything you ask for in prayer, believing that you have received, you will receive. Remember that Master Jesus Christ taught this. And why do you often pray, work, study, help people, and still can't achieve what you're seeking? Things that other people achieve with extreme ease. Why is this not happening in your life? Know that if you are not achieving what you would like to achieve, it's because you are being manipulated through your subconscious, through your unconscious, that part of your mind that you don't notice. Look, I'm going to show you who you are. I'm going to show you with a simple exercise here. Think now. Just think of your name. Think of your full name. Just don't say it out loud, only mentally. Well, let's go. Who knows this voice in your mind inside? It seems like it's inside your head. This is your consciousness. Your consciousness. You are accessing this connection with your consciousness. Your consciousness, which is behind everything, even behind your mind, your thoughts. And your mind will use the information you receive here to give you new information in this physical plane. You know, when you doubt something, for example, is it really like that? Will I ever achieve this? You know, when you doubt, this is a voice from your subconscious mind. Your subconscious brought you the information that is not the truth. Because, in fact, there are scientific experiments and various scientific evidence nowadays that demonstrate you interfere with reality through your thoughts and feelings. So this has already been proven even by science. So, okay, let's move forward. And all of this here is consciousness. Why don't you achieve what you would like? Because there is this manipulation of the subconscious, and it wasn't just one person who did this in your life. It wasn't, for example, the pastor who said something when you were a child, or that priest with or questionable character who passed on some information distorted from the truth. It wasn't just that teacher of yours who told some stories that aren't the truth. It's a whole set. Social that inserted certain information which came from a group of people at the top of the pyramid, and they passed this on to other people. And these people also, unknowingly, being part of this entire manipulation system, also passed on this information. And many of them believing that it was also true. So it wasn't just the priest, the pastor, the neighbor, the church, the school, the movie, the soap opera, etc., auntie, uncle, and then grandpa, grandma when you were a little child, or even when you were in your mother's womb receiving all that information, and many are in your subconscious, some like traumas, taboos, prejudices that prevent you from constantly acting due to certain factors in the direction of what you really want, that you sabotage yourself without knowing how it happened, but suddenly things didn't work out, a debt appeared, an illness arose, an accident happened, etc. A legal issue, a separation, a fight with a friend, a fight with a partner, etc. All kinds of problems keep arising. All kinds of problems keep coming up from time to time. This is an example. Archetypal situation. Pay close attention. It is an archetypal situation because those who manipulate this know very well the power of archetypes. And there are archetypal situations that are orchestrated by this group of people who are more intelligent than you can imagine. You can take all the great minds of the world, put together, the great minds, many, working for them, but multiply this by 10, by 20, by 100, and much more. It is a level of information they have, of knowledge, ahead of the masses, the population that people don't even have. Notion of who is at the top of the pyramid. But this seems just like a story. Just a little story told to children. There is a group of people who manipulate this and so on. But this is a fact. And people have been brainwashed throughout their lives. If you don't achieve what you would like, it's because there is still a lot of dirt in your subconscious. Do you know how it happens? You have the connection with God. Remember what was said by the Master Jesus Christ. The kingdom of God is within you. So you have the connection with God within you. And there is something sacred called the will of God. There is this will within you for God's will to happen in your life. But on top of that, there is a crust of dirt, of mud, of lies that have been placed in your mind. And sometimes you think they are even your own thoughts. This came from outside. Remember that the Master Jesus also said that to reach the kingdom of heaven, you must have a pure heart like that of a child. So when you were a child, you had a pure heart. But they started adding information, some true and others false. These lies become mud, a crust. A dirt in your subconscious that does not allow the light of God to manifest in your life. Of course, you have free will as you are watching this video now because it is part of your search. Because it was also taught, knock and the door will open. So you have reached this moment through a personal quest of yours. This is not in your life by chance. So that desire for God's will to be done in your life is there, wanting to emerge. But there is this dirt on top. You need to clean this up. How do you clean this up? There are some ways to do it. Why is there this mess when you think about negative things? It comes from this mess because if it were thoughts according to God's will, you would always trust that everything would work out in your life. If you only let this will of God flow in your life, you will always trust. There will be no doubt. But then there is this mess that sprouts, that rises to your conscious mind, coming from your subconscious, which was placed there by other people in your life. See how strong this is? How extremely important it is, and how it needs to be resolved in your life. How can you do this? There are some people who manage to do it simply through their own effort. They alone have a huge conscious desire to change this situation so that this crust of dirt and mud breaks. It opens up and they connect with the will of God and they do something and their life transforms quickly. When a person is in a very difficult situation, sometimes in a very difficult financial situation, and they say to themselves, enough, that's it, I'm tired of this situation. That enormous will that they awaken, they have completely changed. These are the exceptions. You just have to look at the numbers, the results of people, because it's an exception, because it's very difficult. In my case, for example, it wasn't like that. I had this strength, I could even make some leaps, but I always went down, up, down, and I went through this for several years. It was very difficult. So I would go up, I knew what it was. The feeling of going up, the feeling, the experience. And I would go down, and this descent was horrible, because I already knew how good the ascent was. And I would go down, up and down. Situations would improve, worsen. And I didn't know why. Even though I worked a lot, really a lot, studied a lot, helped people, and even so, the problems would come back very similarly. And things stayed like that. And after many years of research, it was approximately 20 years of research and practice, applying, testing various tools, we arrived at one called mental resonance, which changes the subconscious through sound waves. Because it's like what I'm telling you, it would be like washing away this dirt. Washing this crust with water and soap. Is it dirty? You have to wash it so that the clean part appears. If there's mud on top, we need to wash it. So when you put new information, you also act similarly to what they did to us, which was to put a lot of dirt in our subconscious, in the part you don't notice. And how do we solve this? Thank God today we indeed have technology to solve this. Of course, it's not the most advanced technology in the universe, but currently it is already very advanced because of the quality of the information we insert. Because if they put a lot of junk in our minds, what do? We just need to put in a lot of good things aligned with the truth. Archetypal information from archetypes, powerful, positive symbols that you place in your conscious mind, subconscious, and it goes to your unconscious through so much repetition. Besides being stored in your subconscious, you can send it to deep places in your unconscious to replace information, for example, from a trauma that prevents you from prospering today, that prevents you from having a happy marriage, a happy relationship, having harmonious health, strong health, that prevents you from doing physical exercises to also have more balanced health, that you eat more healthily, that prevents you from quitting the addiction to drugs, alcohol, cigarettes. So when you introduce new information, we do something similar to what they did to us, but with positive information. Then some people ask me, but why does God let this happen? Because it's part of this world, this game, this human experience Remember who used to dominate this here? They were not angels of good. They were beings of evil indeed. So, there are people who work for these beings even today. This is changing. There is a change happening. Because logically, this change has to happen. But we all have free will. You have free will to choose whether you want this transformation or not. That's why I developed this tool, because I went through a lot of suffering, let's say, but thank God with a lot of searching. I managed to develop a tool that has helped thousands of people. I have over 7,000 clients today. There are reports and testimonials every day of great results, many of all kinds. People who improve their income, find jobs quickly, were broke, start to prosper. People who were in debt start to back to BAM, pay off their debts and improve their situation. People whose marriages were failing, ended, and the couple starts using it, restores the marriage. People who use the harmonic resonance of Professor Helio Couto, who hadn't had results because of the subconscious, started using it, and the results began to appear. Sometimes, on the first, second, third day, they already start noticing the difference in thoughts quickly. There are people who have won prizes, of course. There are few people, a minority. The largest prize a client has won so far was more than 800,000 Rs. There hasn't been more than that. So I speak sincerely about what happened. Are we just going to wait for prizes? No, people do other things. They keep doing, they keep working. People who entered digital marketing, for example, in the digital market, who were earning little, started to have revenues of more than 1 million Rs. There are spectacular things here, extraordinary, many results, many. People who were not earning more than, for example, $2,500 now have revenues of more than $50,000 within 6 months. There are people who are faster and others who take a little longer. The average is around 4 months. 4 months. There are people who start in the first month, second, third. There are people who take longer, 6 months, but the average for great results is 4 months. There are some people who take a little longer, as I mentioned. But what do I recommend? It's what I do. I still use it today and will continue to use it because the results keep improving. My 6-year-old son uses it. People in my family use it and people are improving their results. So, what do I say? That if you want to use it, you should use it until you reach your goal. If you have a goal to acquire a new house, to build a building, then you go there and use it until you achieve it, because your subconscious is being transformed, because the information is sound waves. Have you ever seen the sound car on the street? When the sound car turns on, for example, or sometimes the speaker at the concert. Have you ever gotten close to where the air outlet is, that wind? And when the bass shakes, even the house windows, everything shakes. Because the sound wave will enter in your ears, it will enter the ear, it will reach your brain as sound waves. The information is carried in sound waves, whether you want it or not, they will enter your conscious, your subconscious, and they will stay there because what you heard, what you experienced throughout your life, do you think it disappeared from your mind? It's stored there, kept safely. It's just that there are departments you don't have easy access to because your subconscious organizes that. When you are going to have certain access to certain information, but know that the information is stored. So when you receive this new information, it will change. The paradigm you have today, if you have a paradigm of limitation, scarcity, self-sabotage, comfort zone, fear, then this paradigm of thinking that everything is separate, that you don't influence the behavior of reality, this paradigm will be stored away in a department and a new paradigm will emerge in your mind. A new belief, new beliefs. Beliefs aligned with what Jesus said, with what science said, with what quantum physics proved. So, your mind, when you wake up, that doubt you frequently had, that lack of motivation will change, your willpower increases, your confidence, your faith increases, expands. So, imagine how wonderful that is. You wake up and your life has transformed. You wake up with greater faith, and that is wonderful. That is incredible. You start to find beauty in life again, acceptance. You accept the problems, let go. Things start to be attracted more easily. Then you have to do your part. Remember that it's about working, studying, helping. Because if you thought about building a new house, then you thought about it, went there, you have to do your part, your work, bought the land, everything is okay, made the plan. Then new ideas start emerging. New ideas, you wake up one day, new idea, the next day, the idea matured. Now I understand. Now I have to do this step, this one, now. Selling these things, for example, providing this service, doing something on a scale. Expanding my business, now the money has increased, now I can build this part of the house, and now my planning is going well. And so on in anything. It always works. That's the detail. It always works. Because there's no way it won't work. Once this information enters your mind, it will never go back to what it was before. Sooner or later, it will make the leap in consciousness. You will receive so much information day 1, day 2, day 30, 60, 90. You've accumulated so much information that the leap in consciousness, the leap in quality is inevitable. The quantum leap is inevitable because you've accumulated a lot of information. Maybe you're not noticing. Some people are like that. I'm not noticing much difference. I'm not noticing day 1, day 2, day 30, 60, 90, 100. Boom, it changes. The idea, the thing, then it changed. It's like that thing, it's eureka, you know? Then the thing, my God, it became clear. Then you saw the idea, saw the thing, said, I just need to do this. Then you start doing it, it starts working. It's extraordinary. I have to remind this here, even for the people who are using it, because you who use it know that it's like this. And if you are new, have been using it for a few days, my WhatsApp contact is here. In the description of this video, for us to chat, for us to present the details to you. And if you want to know more about mental resonance, also in the description, here's my website. It also has my WhatsApp. You just need to go there and all the information is available. Therefore, brainwashing, the manipulation of people happened and is happening exactly today.